Welcome back to episode 24. Tonight on the Invention Laboratory, we talk about branding and packaging design and its effect on your presentation to a manufacturer for licensing. Let's start with branding. Most people have a vision of a product adorning their name sitting on a store shelf. Smith's Pneumatic Hammer, Mike's Kitchen Accessories, the World Atlas app by the Jones Company. While it's no secret that most inventors crave legacy and credit for their contribution to the marketplace, it eventually comes at a cost. Now, if you're using the manufacturer to develop products that are being sold on your own website or out of your retail space, this information doesn't necessarily apply to you. Just keep focusing on the marriage between brick and mortar and e-commerce. If you're a creator that doesn't wish to spend their days doing accounting, manufacturing, distribution, sales, etc., you need to understand the implications of branding your product without the input of the manufacturer and its licensing partners. Let's say you've built 5,000 of these new hammers. They're all yellow and black, and they have your name on the handle of the tool. It says Smith Tools, and you pitch the product to a manufacturer that develops tools for Black & Decker and Craftsman. It's a great fit because they already have the capability of producing your product. However, you're already at a disadvantage. The first thing is, black and yellow, though they are your favorite colors, also resemble a competitor in the tool industry, Stanley Tools. Secondly, the two licensing agreements that the manufacturer has with Craftsman and Black & Decker are null and void because your name is printed all over the product. Now you have 5,000 of these in your garage, and you're going to have to move these on your own. Remember the episode about prototyping and the ability to change the size, the color, the components of the product without wasting those raw materials? The same principle applies to packaging and branding. When you present a product to a company, you want them to envision their branding and packaging on the product. You have two options here. One is to continuously change the packaging every time you present a product to the new company, and the other is to keep the initial presentation limited to a digital prototype and packaging. This will allow you to make adjustments as necessary. When going the licensing route, you can request that your company name or branding be used on the rollout. For example, the Smith Hammer by Craftsman. But most companies want to pay creators for the use of their product with as little interference and conflicting information as possible. This is a deal breaker for a lot of manufacturers. Keep that in mind when you and your design team are working out the digital presentation materials. Packaging design is another area to consider when presenting to a company. Do your research on their current product line. You can get a feel for their capabilities or preferences by simply investigating what they already have on the shelf. Here are a few things that you may want to learn about. Number one, packaging material type. Companies tend to use similar packaging for all products to lower the cost of production and the need to purchase additional packaging equipment. Some companies use all cardboard and others use plastic or paper. The second thing you may want to learn about, retail display style. In stores, there are a number of ways that retailers choose to display their inventory. They want to maximize shelf space and increase their inventory numbers. Some use hang tags and others use standard shelf displays. Some of the larger products are sold via a floor model, and depending on the size, they may only need a sales sheet in order to move that product. Now, the product then is just brown boxed and then shelved out of sight. Try to think about IKEA when you're considering that. Tactic number three, product nesting. This has to deal with the consideration of delivery methods and quantity that you can fit into a cargo shipment via plane, truck, or LTL. If your packaging allows multiple units to nest during delivery, you can fit more units on a pallet than if they were boxed individually. This helps with shelf space as well. And last but not least, number four, standalone retail displays. These cardboard displays allow you to showcase your product and use larger print display panels to promote the product. It's eye-catching, it's great for introductory testing, and it's amazingly expensive. It does have the added benefit of not needing to fight for shelf space with other brands, and if it doesn't work out after the test run, it can be returned or destroyed at a low cost to both parties. And finally, we need to discuss the implementation of a UPC code, or a unique product identifier. The barcode allows inventory management software to categorize the item in the company's database. It also allows the opportunity to utilize e-commerce platforms like Amazon to sell your product. Setting up a vendor account allows you to sell off excess inventory or build a following around your self-promoted product. Remember the gentleman with 5,000 hammers in his garage? This avenue allows him to unload inventory, recoup some of the investment, and take advantage of Amazon's nearly flawless distribution process. Hopefully this helps you understand some of the benefits of creating product packaging, or at the very least keeps you from making some of the common mistakes that cost creators money, time, and resources. Thanks for tuning into episode 24, and as always, reach out to me with any questions you'd like to have answered in future episodes. Until next time, take care.